Is it a separate Zoom or is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said the number wasn't going through.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. I can resend it or whatever. It's I set mine to where it's the same number every time though, so it should be.
Yeah.
Should be able to
I
get
told
on.
her I just use the same one, so it has
Yeah.
to.
All right. So while we're waiting for her, I'll just kind of explain what's going to go down. Like we'll kind of intro it or whatever, and then basically we'll kick it off with having you guys kind of just talk about how you got into fitness, you know, what fitness means to you, that kind of stuff. And then from what you say, we can kind of start bouncing more questions off you.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just pretty generic to start, like, you know, stuff like that. So it's pretty just back and forth, 20 to 30 minutes, no problem.
Zero pressure. Literally
Yeah.
no pressure. Very, very, this is meant to be fun. This isn't like you're not going to get grilled or anything. This is a deposition.
I'm cool with it. I've done one podcast. She can't get in. I don't know. She just says saying that it says the call can't be completed. So I don't know.
Because you're Taryn, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see her on here at all. Let me try to. Because I can invite people on here. I'm gonna see if I can invite contacts. Do a number. Nope. Yeah. Hang on. She just said call can't be completed?
Yeah, that's what she's saying is what's happening.
Okay. Is she's on Wi-Fi and all that, or signal's good and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Should we try to X out and come back in or something, or?
Okay. You want to try that?
Worth a shot.
It's up to you guys. If we have to do it without her, it's totally fine. So.
Yeah, I definitely want her to. I don't want her to get taken out. Let me. All right, so I just copied an invite link. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I'm using my iPad. I'm going to pull up my messages or whatever. May I have her cell phone number? Do you know it?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead whenever you're ready.
978-799-8474.
Okay, awesome. So I send her a link directly to this. So she should be able to get on. Hopefully she'll realize I'm not a...
Yeah, no, I just told her. Whatever you're telling me, I just keep telling her, so.
I'm not sliding into the DMs like a weirdo, I promise. That's Sean's job. That's his job.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I could see that.
How's that supposed to mean?
No, I'm just kidding.
So you repping the Riverhawks today?
Yeah, some PT school stuff.
Yeah. And
Like
we'll
the
talk
oldest
about that as
sweatshirts
well,
I
too.
own.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like I had minimal clothing from there, and I seem to have lost all but one of them. I have just a tank top left. I don't have any sweatshirts. Yeah. Maybe I'll just order one.
I didn't have a ton from undergrad, and then I was like, wait, I'm going to grad school here. Why am I not why don't I have anything UMass Lowell? So I kind of stocked up the past 3 years.
There we go.
Makes sense. Yeah, so we'll touch on that as well too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm excited to talk about that too.
Now, within the general intro, you can mention certifications that you have, stuff like that. Obviously, you can mention the PT there as well. Now, does your sister, is she also certified?
No, she just literally runs the business for our stuff.
Gotcha. And that's what I took away, and she can obviously speak to that as well. So
she should be getting on right now.
Ah, there we go.
Nice.
Show your face, Jill.
Awesome. So Sean.
Hi guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Sorry, I'll start my video in just a sec.
That's
yeah,
okay.
No problem.
So Sean, while Jill is getting on, I'm gonna switch it over to the so it's all been recording, by the way. I can cut all this out, don't worry about it. But I'll switch it to active user. I'm gonna crack her open and then you take over, Sean. You do the intro.
Yeah, no problem.
As soon as I see Jill on the screen, I'll do that. There we go. All right, so right out for a second.
All right, what's going on, guys? Strength with Purpose here for our latest episode of Beers and Bells. Long-awaited episode, in my opinion. I definitely wanted to reach out to you guys probably sooner, but we had a bunch of other guests, so I'm glad we finally have you guys on. So we have here two people I met back in college, back in the UMass Lowell Riverhawk days. Jill, I know you went to different college, but that's obviously where I met you guys, so go Riverhawks. So yeah, basically how we like to start it is just kind of before we get into meeting you guys and just talking about, what you guys are about, I just want to remind the viewers of our 1,000 subscriber challenge. So once we reach 1,000 subs, we will pick 5 of you guys to win 3 very important prizes. First being 5 free personal training sessions, whether that's on Zoom or in person, depending on, location and COVID and everything, of course. From those 5 sessions, we can kind of tailor a 3-month program for you to follow, obviously about tailored towards your goals. And then also one of the very good looking shirts that DeMarco is wearing right now.
Oh, yeah, baby. Rep the brand.
All right, so now we are going to meet our esteemed guests. So again, Taryn and Jill, kind of take it away. Take us through what, how you got into fitness, what fitness means to you, currently what you guys have going on, all that kind of stuff.
Cool. All right, so hey guys, I'm Taryn. My sister Jill and I run a business called Fit to a T. And basically I'm a physical therapist and I'm also CSCS certified. So I do a lot of strength and conditioning, and I kind of link the two together so that my rehab and my patients are trying to meet goals to meet their fitness related sort of long-term goals. So I do a lot of like injury prevention and then obviously treating their injuries, but I'm more focused on how can they get back into the gym safely with my patients, in addition to just treating their injuries. So I did my undergrad at UMass Lowell. I studied exercise physiology, and that's kind of where I hit my peak on where I definitely knew I wanted to be in the fitness industry. And I wanted to kind of do a little more. I knew it was like I didn't hit the peak of where I wanted to be. So I knew I needed something else. And my initial thought was going into physical therapy, and by senior year of college, I was like, okay, I definitely want to do physical therapy, bridge that gap between strength and conditioning and rehab. And so I did the physical therapy program also at UMass Lowell. And now I'm here, just got a full-time job, pro sports therapy, working as a full-time PT.
Congrats.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. And Jill?
Yeah, so I'm more of the business side of Fit to a T. I went to school at Stonehill for business. I've always enjoyed playing sports and just staying in shape and working out. And we actually started our just working out using Tony Horton's P90X, and we love that. We did it every week, every day. We love that. Then we started doing Sean T's Insanity. We love that.
Oh, yeah.
So we've always just really been into it. Once we started doing that, we just really enjoyed learning more about fitness and what's like actually good for you. Like, let's be honest, everything that Tony Horton does and Sean T isn't necessarily good for you. We wanted to know why moves are good for you or not good for you. So Taryn really focused on that part. Like, I didn't want to go to school for that. I was really into business. I love learning about it though. Like in my free time, I love just looking at YouTube videos on new exercises and why they're good for you. I love learning about that. Not so much the science though. I'm not really into that. That's more Taryn's focus. So I'm in Fit to a T to enhance the business and add value in that aspect.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's great that between the two of you, you get to cover really all the bases, it sounds. So, like you said, Taryn more of the science part, I suppose, and then you with the business. So really no reason why you can't continue to grow what's already a pretty good following, So I see a lot of engagement on your posts and whatnot. So I'm sure that's a good way to traffic a lot of people into, off of Instagram into hopefully the gym. So do you kind of see that you guys are able to do that, like pull people off Instagram to kind of, take them under your wing, so to speak, and take them through what fitness is? Or do you primarily work with athletes?
So we work with pretty much everyone. I started out doing the personal training at a PT place I worked at after a clinical rotation. So primarily my people that I was seeing were patients that were ready to go to the gym. And then we launched our Instagram last year, and then we started getting DMs from random people, either people who had injuries, people who needed to lose weight, and then our general athletes. So we accept pretty much any category because we can kind of customize any workout plan for them. But COVID's kind of been a little trouble with not having a gym for a lot of people. So we tried saying, hey, we have HIIT workouts and bodyweight workouts, but every now and then we definitely get the occasional DM and they're usually looking for a workout program. And then I'm able to kind of entice clients into getting back into the gym that way, almost like a maintenance program. So that's kind of how we do it. A lot of it's in person too. They just kind of reach out to me. So
awesome. Yeah, because again, Instagram's a great tool for that. Like DeMarco and myself have definitely signed up a couple people, whether it's online or kind of to actually come to our gym or just do in-person outside stuff. And how you mentioned COVID, I remember pretty early on when that obviously became a thing and gym shut down, like DeMarco, myself, and I saw you guys a lot, putting at home workouts on there, like using just stuff around the house, like towels, just furniture and stuff like that. So it's good that you didn't let that little curveball, skew your training or anything. Like you really still were able to engage with really just all your followers.
Yeah, and at the same time, during the beginning of COVID, we actually felt bad for people. We were like, what are they supposed to do for workouts? Like we'd be freaking out because like we know enough to do our own thing. But we at one point, our friends were like, why aren't you charging people for workouts? Why are you putting up free workouts? I'm like, I literally feel bad. I want the public to have an area where they can actually grab a free workout and then, hopefully see that it's something they enjoy. But that was really the spark of it all. We were just like, I just want everyone to be able to work out.
Right. And we also saw it as an opportunity to expose people to our content, right? If something's free, they're more willing to try it, right? So if they were to try it, they'd say, hey, like Fit to a T has some good stuff. So we kind of saw it as an opportunity in that light too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I hate saying this word a lot, but I feel like it's come out of everyone's mouth at least 100,000 times since March. Pivot. Everyone's been pivoting. Clearly, you guys are able to do that as well. So, DeMarco, you got something?
Yeah, I obviously, Sean and I, we've been, I'm not sure how long you guys have been a business. We're not even officially a business yet. We're actually about to launch, but we've been on Instagram for just over a year, and we definitely took a similar approach to what you both do, giving people obviously free content, letting them try out some of our tips, and trying to add value. Taryn really answered this when she was talking about the kind of the strength and the rehab setting. But I think for both of you, what's the big reason why does Fit to a T exist?
So almost like Jillian said, when we started working on P90X and Insanity, it's all fun and games. You're like, wow, I'm getting in shape and I'm sweating and I'm feeling good. But at the end of the day, like injuries are bound to happen when you don't know what you're doing. And in terms of me learning about injuries and learning what moves are safe, what's not, and then looking on Instagram, I mean, a ton of people are on Instagram sharing workouts and whatnot. And believe me, there are some really good ones out there, but I also see really bad ones in there, and they're so popular. They'll have millions of followers, and I see that I'm like, oh no, people are gonna do this now. That's so awful. So I want to get out there and educate people as much as I can. What's safe, what's not, how do you prevent injuries, and how do you stay functional for as long as possible? So Fit to a T likes to harp on the functional aspect of life. We're not just bodybuilders trying to look good. I think you can train functionally and still get the best results, in my opinion. So we kind of harp on that concept. We're not just trying to get the biggest muscles and not eat and whatever. We're trying to promote healthy nutrition, strength and conditioning, and the most efficient way to do that, and be able to keep lifting when you're 90 years old, keep going for walks, and no one wants to be in a wheelchair for the rest of their life at like 60 years old. And that's the way America's kind of going right now.
Right. Yeah. And I'm actually glad you said everything you just said, obviously, because that your values seem to align with a lot of what DeMarco and I do as well. And that's like, basically that was DeMarco's way of like basically getting at what your mission is. So like he just phrased it a little bit differently, but we love asking that question to everybody we meet, because again, we usually get different answers, but very similar at the same time. And you can really see like why they're doing what they're doing. Like to your point, people are going to benefit from like functional training and whatnot, because, you know, whether or not you think about it now as like a 25, 26-year-old or, you know, early 30s, whatever, you want to be able to move freely for as long as possible. So as opposed to like, you know, the Instagram page with millions of followers where, yeah, maybe they put stuff on there that's like not the best way to do it, but it looks flashy, you know, like they may not care as much of like having the longevity of training for their clients as just like getting 1 million likes on their posts and all that kind of stuff. So it's like I feel like we're in the game, all four of us, for the right reasons. And not to say that some of those like bigger Instagrams aren't, but you know what I mean? It's like we put more useful things on there, in my opinion, and it's all down to all walks of life being able to, again, like move freely for as long as possible when they're 90, all that kind of stuff. So that's awesome. And to your point, you also mentioned nutrition. So I wanted to touch on that a little bit, because freshman year, I distinctly remember you eating very healthy all the time, or organic, right? So, but I also love that on your Instagram, you guys, you know, stress like the importance of like cheat meals, cheat days, stuff like that. So kind of talk about your approach to nutrition, because that's obviously the other side of the coin, and like how you guys approach that, and also how you like approach it with your clients, what you tell your clients to do.
Right. So I also did minor in nutrition in college. So I was very passionate about it. I almost did grad school for nutrition. I was like, okay, now I like exercise a little more. So with nutrition, I kind of play it down to the biochemistry aspect of it. I love the science behind it. And it's actually Jill who has to say, hey, on your post, no one freaking cares about glycolysis and how carbs break down. Literally no one cares.
Some people do.
To the baseline, like only like share what people will actually care about. Like, why is something good? No science involved, whatever. But honestly, at the end of the day, we're all human, and I don't think it's healthy for someone to eat 100% healthy all the time. How is that going to be for your mental? You have to like reward yourself. Jill and I have the biggest sweet tooths around. Like, it's really hard for us to just not eat that all the time. So, you know, we take this 80-20% like approach, and no, we don't calculate it. We do not count calories at all. I think that's just baloney in my opinion. Just have a feel for what's healthy, what's not. Am I eating enough? First of all, that's everyone's problem. All right. I know that everyone's concerned about being in like a caloric deficit in order to lose weight, but they think that that's just, okay, well, I'm going to eat proteins, lettuce, and no complex carbs. And when I approach clients, I'm saying, okay, like, what are you eating? What do you like to eat, first of all? And how can we like get the right food groups into your diet? And I'm saying you have to eat a protein, a carb, and a fat every single meal. And I'm highly suggesting, you know, other sources of protein as snacks just to be full. And then obviously sticking up with hydration to fill you up a little bit. So Jill, do you have any input on this?
Yeah, I mean, we don't believe in diets. We want to debunk any myth possible out there. The keto diet, we don't believe in that. Like humans are designed to eat every food group there is out there, right? And we're all about just like creating sustainable plan for eating. If you're gonna eliminate sweets or fats or carbs out of your diet, like, are you really going to be doing that in 5 to 10 years? Probably not. So why continue down that path when you're setting yourself up for failure, right? So like Taryn said, the 80-20 approach really makes our quote unquote diet sustainable, because we're more strict during the week. On the weekends, we might have a cheat meal or two. And it's sustainable. Like, we're able to get through the healthy, strict week because we see that cheat meal in sight. Like, it works. And we're in shape. It hasn't ruined our diet. Taryn? Can't hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear you either.
Taryn, re-say what you're saying.
day. Okay, like
I can hear you.
sustainability is a big thing. So
I only caught the end of that.
Yeah, repeat what you said, Taryn. We couldn't hear you well.
what did I say? I was basically like, you know, people eat cookies and stuff and they freak out, and you're allowed to do that. Like you don't have to freak out over it. You can just bounce back the next day. It's okay. Like just take it as it goes, play life as it is, and like Jill said, sustainability. Whatever is making you happy and you sustainable. If you're tired and lethargic all day, it's not going to work for you. So find something that works for you is the big picture here.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's the extent of what I'll tell my clients as well, because I'm not a licensed nutritionist. Like I don't know as much about certain foods as maybe someone who obviously is certified to do that. But I tell them about that approach as well, 80-20, you know, allowing yourself that cheat meal. So it's something to look forward to and not beating yourself up about, you know, if you happen to have like a bad day, because you can, you know, pick up where you left off the next day. It's people who like, they do the bad day, then they beat themselves up the next day. Like, well, now I'm just going to do it a second day, a third day, and it just builds on itself. Like that's a slippery slope, of course, that you can still come out of like the next week if it 1 week happens to take it away from you, but not to just let it keep building and be like, well, I'm already this far. Like, no, you can still, you know, nip it in the bud and get back on track. Like yeah, just kind of having that mindset is how people will thrive in a sustainable way. And I see a lot of that in your posts that you communicate to your clients, which is why I feel like you're able to cover again all bases of fitness, nutrition, and just, you know, make people excited about trying to reach their goals.
Yeah, exactly. And at the end of the day, it really is like in the kitchen, nutrition is going to always be more important than exercise. So we kind of say, hey, exercise is your supplement to nutrition. So if you're exercising, going ham sauce in the gym, if you're going to eat like crap after, you shouldn't go to the gym at that point. Like, what's the point, you know? So
Right.
we try to link the two together as much as we possibly can while saying, hey, we're human, we're okay. Like we're all in this together. You're okay to like do whatever you want in a good way. So,
which is, I think, is also important to hear from like two people like you specifically, because obviously anyone that follows you on Instagram knows you guys are very, very not only strong, but of course ripped. So it's nice to know that like people who, you know, may look like you guys still have their days and their meals where they, you know, treat themselves. You know, it's not, you don't have to cut everything out completely to get there. It's all about balance. And again, I think you guys do a good job of displaying that on your Instagram.
thank you.
You're welcome. DeMarco, got anything?
Well, I just have to say, between what both of you said, I feel like beating my chest and doing the humming drill from Wolf of Wall Street, because I love everything you both were saying about, like you said, sustainability. I laughed when you mentioned keto, because, you know, it's like the quote unquote new thing. You know, it's stuff. So it's just Atkins rebranded. Obviously, we all know that, but yeah, I love your approach to sustainable practice and doing things that, again, you can maintain. You know, you do, like, people talk about the Whole30, like, oh, I did the Whole30 and I lost like 15, 20 pounds. And it's like, oh, that's great. Awesome. Well, how's it going now? Well, I started eating everything else again and I gained 50. And I'm like, yeah, right. We call that yo-yo dieting. So I love the fact that you guys harp on sustainability and sustainable practice. I think that's awesome. I guess the last thing I wanted to ask both of you was, what was it like, or excuse me, let me back up. Where can we find you? I know you guys are obviously on Instagram. Where else can people find you and get to know you and sign up for your coaching if they're interested?
So yeah, like you said, our Instagram, we're Fit to a T official. That's fit the number 2 a T official. So we're easy to find on there, and we love when people DM us and ask questions. We also have a Facebook page at Fit to a T official as well. Those are our 2 major links. We're working on the website, but we're actually launching a YouTube very soon. We're just kind of preparing a lot of content. So
awesome.
Yeah, that'll obviously be at Fit to a T as well. But hopefully by the end of this year, we'll get that going and you know, we're pretty easy to find. We prefer the DMs on Instagram, so we always put that up for people.
Yeah, keeps it simple too. It's just easy. Keeps everything kind of one app. And just to let you know, you guys can definitely use this episode to put on your channel if you want to, obviously, since this is of course a collaboration. So.
Absolutely, yeah. It's mainly to highlight you guys, of course, and continue to meet other people and, like, you know, pick their brains about things, just, you know, their approach to fitness, like I said, all that kind of stuff. And each episode is nice to kind of talk to people who have something a little bit different. Like, you guys would be the first duo I would say that we've had where, you know, you're both obviously very into fitness, very fit. One's more business side, you know, this and that. So it's nice to just kind of see variety across all our guests. And I'm glad you mentioned kind of what your goals are for, like, the, you know, YouTube and everything. Because that was going to ask, like, seeing as you both have full-time jobs, of course, like, where you want to see this brand in a couple of years. I assume it's like a strong online presence, right? That's kind of, you want to just keep building off of that.
Right. That's the plan. I mean, like Taryn just said, she just got a job, like our first full-time PT job. She needs to develop her experience in that field in her job. And on my end, like, I'm learning the business side too, how to get traffic, right? So right now it's all about building online presence, getting content out there. If you hear people talk who already have successful YouTubes or Instagram pages, like, it took a while for them to ramp up and get started, like a few years, right? So we're using this time to really just get content out there. So when people look back at us in a few years, they can see and scroll through that content, and it really just gives credibility and gives people variety in seeing, like, what we have to offer.
Yeah, body of work, obviously, is critical. So that's great.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. It'd be real easy for me to be like, you know, I'm so excited about this PT career. I'm going to make my gym right now and I'll learn as I go. Like, that'd be very irresponsible of me. Like, there's so many injuries out there. There's so many people I want to learn from. And I'm taking this opportunity to, you know, say, hey, 1 or 2 years, I'm going to learn as much as I possibly can. And hopefully by that time, we're ready to launch something new, like hopefully a gym or something, or, you know, plans change, things change. So it's always in the works, but yeah, we're just working on that for now and taking one step at a time.
Absolutely. Yeah. It'd be cool to see where all four of us end up in, you know, a year's time, and then another year, so on and so forth. So
maybe working together, who knows?
Yeah. Maybe.
Never know.
You don't. Yeah.
Yeah, so we do appreciate you guys coming on. We'll obviously drop all your information down below, just so people can, you know, who watch this can, you know, get a little bit more, so you guys can get a little bit more foot traffic towards all your pages and whatnot. And of course, again, you guys can share as well to, you know, further branch off of that. One more question, just because we sometimes like to ask this, especially if we're doing good on time. Just one fun fact about each of you. Could be. It could be
so we can't use the I'm a twin.
I wish you guys were on the same screen, because I was gonna flex my twin powers and be like, I know who's who, but you guys are on different screens. So yeah, no, twin fun fact, that's definitely overused. I definitely use that myself. So yeah, anything you guys got?
Okay, so a lot of people, you know, they see our posts and they see your content and they're like, wow, that's tough girl over there, but I am probably like the softest human being ever.
True.
Favorite movie is The Notebook. I like the sad songs, like all that. So,
nice.
Oh god. All right. Never had a burger before. A real burger. Like, we don't eat red meat. And that's just because we grew up that way. It's not a diet thing. It's like we just grew up that way and we just don't eat red meat. So everyone's like, you've never had a burger before? And we're just like, well, no. And they're like, aren't you craving it? And I'm like, well, I've never had it. So no, I'm not craving it.
Wow. That's the most interesting fun fact I've heard so far.
Wow, really?
I would say so. Yeah. Because I mean, I don't know many people off the top of my head that haven't had one, and there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. So definitely a fun fact for sure.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
I can safely
burgers or sorry guys.
Yeah.
I
can safely say I've eaten more than enough burgers in my lifetime to cover you, Jill. I got you
Perfect.
covered. You're good.
Just about to say the same thing. Yeah.
Sean, you can cover me.
Exactly. Yeah. So we got each other. That's all that is.
Yeah. Sean is a burger burger maestro, I like myself. So.
And I'm going to throw another, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I will mention the fun fact I kind of hope you were going to say that I remember from obviously our 4 years together, that Taryn is a very good beatboxer. And I hope that runs.
What?
I hope that runs in the family.
Do it.
You don't have to do it right now if you don't want to, but I hope it runs in the family is all I'm saying.
I can if you want. That's so funny. You're probably the only one who said that.
I definitely
I would be happy, but don't feel too pressured.
All right, I do like trying to throw a beat. I haven't done it in a while. All right.
Right? I didn't actually think she would do it, and I'm glad she is.
That's amazing.
I'm actually that reminds me that you and Marcus used to do that together, and he's another guest I want to try to have on. So maybe we'll have a follow-up episode with all you guys, and it'll just be 25, 30 minutes of you guys beatboxing, and I'm completely fine.
I will. Yeah, I'm so down for that.
Well, give me some time.
I can't believe I remember that.
Yeah, I like to do nice little fun. Sean will tell you this is my corny, stupid dad joke material. I like to quote unquote do revised versions of popular hip hop songs, and I'll usually just mix in Sean's name or my dog Nano's name. So we could put together a cool collaboration here. So
guys, I'm so into this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could be on the.
That's like the intro.
Sounds like an ideal Friday night.
All right, guys. Well, again, I appreciate you guys coming on. We'll drop our info below just so people can find you. Reminder to all of you guys, the viewers, about our subscriber challenge again. Keep hitting that sub button so that you get these prizes we're dying to give away. And so appreciate you guys coming on. DeMarco,
thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm sure we're in the works of getting second rounds of interviews in at some point. So we'll be in
absolutely. All right.
Yeah, we'll definitely do some follow-ups with everybody, but just want to leave all of our viewers with this little kind of empowering statement that we'd like to use. Train your body, feed your mind.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. See you.
Bye.